as you all know, I have a saying, and it goes like this.
Just when I think you've said the stupidest thing ever, you keep talking.
And it's absolutely true, man. No matter how long I stay on the internet, I always happen to find somebody somewhere who says the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. So, almost a week ago, this woman on Twitter wrote this little quote here, and I'll read it word for word. She says, hashtag ban Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball is a misogynist, sexist show. It degrades women. Any man that supports this show, they support sexism and misogyny. That show teaches boys and men to disrespect. I can't even read the whole thing without laughing. Disrespect women. It teaches toxic masculinity. We as women need to unite and ban anime in general. Okay, let's get serious here. Now, this is, as you can see, very hilarious, okay? Because, first of all, Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, whichever one you're watching, that show, out of every anime ever made, including things like hentai, where they treat women basically like cattle.
That's right, I said it.
Okay? Anything you could have picked, you picked Dragon Ball Z, basically just a show of a bunch of buff dudes beating the shit at each other for 3,000 episodes per fucking, you know, whatever, right? Like, every fucking season, or saga, I think they're called, they just beat the shit out of each other for like 500 episodes. And, like I said, out of anything you could have picked, lady, you picked Dragon Ball Z as the anime to showcase that this is, anime is sexism, right? Like, anime is misogynistic, and we need to ban all of it. Well, the story could have ended there. You know, this could have been just a simple Twitter post that was destroyed, and everybody moves on with their life. But I think the number one reason I like this most is because the voice actress for Bulma herself, and I'll get into why Bulma is important here in a minute, actually came into this post to defend it, saying, and I quote, "Oh honey, have you ever watched Dragon Ball, or anime for that matter? Japan has been creating strong female characters long before it ever became popular here. I would know. I happen to be the voice of one of those strong women in that sexist show." God fucking damn, Monica. Everybody give this woman a round of applause, and please go follow her, okay? Because she is a motherfucking fox. But that's neither here nor there. The reason that it's important that Bulma is the most important, like, image here is because I know exactly what this Pam, or whatever her name is, I know exactly how she found this. She was scrolling through Twitter, she saw an image of Dragon Ball, maybe it was like Master Roshi ogling over, you know, Bulma, or that woman I think Krillin was dating in the very early seasons or whatever, and she saw that, she said to herself, well, this is clearly sexist and misogynistic. Instead of actually watching the show, she just grabbed an image or grabbed something, threw it up on Twitter and said, let's ban all anime. You know, fuck Dragon Ball Z, it's misogynistic and sexist. The funniest thing is, when Bulma, the voice actress for Bulma, came in and was like, dude, I would know this show is not sexist because I voiced Bulma, the dumb bitch was like, who are you? Clearly showcasing, just like Anita Sarkeesian, she doesn't know what she's talking about. She's never watched Dragon Ball Z. You know, just like Anita Sarkeesian never plays video games. These dumb bitches, these dumb fucking heifers, don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They don't watch anime. They don't play video games. None of these feminists who call out these things ever watch or partake in this stuff. They just see one little thing and they suddenly think, oh man, it's so sexist and so racist, so misogynistic, whatever word they love to throw out there. And people, you have to realize, this show, at least the manga for Dragon Ball, came out in 1984. God damn, this show's old. But it came out in 1984, the same year as Terminator. And, dude, there's no way in hell that Akira Toriyama didn't see Terminator and at least get inspired somewhat by the idea of a big muscly dude beating the shit out of people. This came out in the 80s, man. You know, everything was big muscly dudes protecting women, saving the princess, all that shit, man. Not like today where, especially in Dragon Ball Super, which if this dumb bitch actually looked up anything about the show would understand that there are female Super Saiyans now. There's a bunch more female characters and they're strong as hell. Not to mention, Japan came out with the strongest female, I think, in media that I've ever seen, and that's Samus. You know, from fucking Metroid back in the 80s as well. The reason I'm pissed is because, yeah, this may not be as big as some people are making it out to be. It's mostly just one person doing this, but it really showcases how stupid a lot of feminists are, and a lot of people in general are these days. They don't do any research. They don't understand what they're talking about. They just see one thing and latch onto it, and it's pathetic, man, because I may not watch anime anymore. You know, I may only watch maybe like an anime movie every once in a while. But for people who do watch anime, you're getting a bad rep for enjoying something it's not sexist. Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Super and all the movies, everything related to Dragon Ball is not sexist. See, the thing is, when I was very young, I remember coming home from kindergarten and, you know, elementary school and all that shit, and watching Dragon Ball Z on the TV. It was during the Frieza saga. I remember watching it with this kid who was way older than me. He really liked it too, and just watching Goku fight for his children, or at the very least Gohan back then, fighting for Bulma and his wife Chi-Chi, and just fighting for the universe in general. I mean, nowadays it's literally the universe he's fighting for. But Vegeta, and everybody else, Krillin, they fight not just for themselves. It's not just them that they want to protect. They want to protect the ones they love. You know, for Vegeta, it's Bulma and Trunks, and now I think he has a baby girl in the show. And for Goku, it's his son Gohan, and he fights for his wife Chi-Chi. It taught me that you don't just fight for yourself when you fight an enemy that big. You're fighting for everybody you love, your family, your friends, people on Earth, whatever, right? It's obviously not everybody's going to be a Super Saiyan in the real world, but the point being is you can still fight for things you believe in and love in, and it taught stuff like that. It didn't teach me to be a misogynist, it didn't teach me to be a sexist. It taught me good lessons. So to end the video, I don't want to go off on too much of a tangent, although I already have. If this dumb bitch had actually done any form of research like she should have, she would have understood that this show is not sexist, it's not misogynistic, it's just a fun little show to watch a bunch of muscly dudes beating the shit out of each other. And that's really all Dragon Ball Z is at the end of the day. Anyways though guys, this is Super Snow. Leave your thoughts in the comments. I'll see you guys later. Have a nice day.